Right. So I heard that you were actually in the chat. I missed it, that you were in the chat last week yelling about how to beat the...
Yeah, it was somewhere between like the sixth and eighth Colossus or something like that when I popped in. And I was just it's one of my favorite games and I've beaten it a billion times, so I just thought it would be fun to like fake angry backseat game. And yeah. It's
Yeah,
fun.
no,
It is more fun to you're right, like it's way more fun to watch you like kind of try to figure out slowly than like know right up front how to do the thing. So
even if it's a, like, reminding myself how it's done in that case. But yeah, like it was surprising how much I had forgotten. Like that actually kind of shocked me a little bit. I was like, I know this game. This one's gonna be easy, and then it
well,
wasn't.
how many years had it been since you played it though?
All the way through, probably 10.
Right.
So I actually discovered some stuff. So as people may have noticed, hey, a new I pushed out a new episode just like 15 minutes ago. It finished and went live, and it's on Shadow of the Colossus. Hey,
Yay.
so in running around and doing a bunch of other things, I discovered that there's actually a bunch of there are a bunch of changes for the HD collection that are not necessarily for the best. Like they're just tweaks to like the physics engine because of how physics processing is like fundamentally different between the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3 because of the whole cell processor thing. They got it mostly right, similar, identical, but not quite actually identical, as I discovered in particular on the time trial for Beardy. That one, they only give you
Oh.
like 3.5 minutes to do that time trial, and it's like, okay, this one should be fine, but because of the changes to the physics, he ain't so easy to climb anymore.
Yeah. His his beard is not as tangible as it once was. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, it's
Right.
just a little bit slippery. Just all of it is a little bit kind of janky, and it was that one stood out to me because so doing the time trials, they for the most part give you plenty of time to complete. Like you basically just need to do the fight decently. Particularly
Mhm.
for the normal mode ones, you just need to do it decently well. You know, and don't make any like serious mistakes. Know what you're doing, and and you'll get through them just fine.
Mhm.
And then if you do know any like tricks to them, like any shortcuts or something, you can like cut the time in half or like even more. And this is without getting you into even like the weird sort of, I don't want to say physics exploits, but you see the like world record where they beat some of these bosses in like 34 seconds, and it's like it's because they like grab
Right.
a finger and then launch directly up on top, and so like they bypass everything. So
Hmm.
even without like that stuff, like you can cut a lot of time. You can cut a lot of time on these just by knowing a couple tricks. But then I was doing Beardy, and 3.5 minutes conceptually sounds fine because it's like, all right, it's not that hard of a fight. Like you run to one end of the room, jump on the beard, stab him in the head, stab him in the back. But because of the changes, you spend so much time losing your grip just trying to like get the stabs in on the head and the back that 3.5 minutes is a really hard target to hit.
Right. Where did you leave off? I left when you started my least favorite Colossus in the game, which was the island guy with his head missing and his teeth exposed.
Okay,
So how far did you get?
so we got to. I'm trying to remember the order. So that's Pelagius, and then we got past Pelagius, and we have four left. We're done 12. We have 4 left. So Phalanx is next. Skysnack. Skysnack is
He's my
next.
favorite. He's my absolute favorite. I would go on Time Attack and just play his over and over on the remake, just so I can enjoy it in HD with all the lag removed, and it's just very zen.
Yeah, it's a pretty chill fight if you approach it as a chill fight and are willing for it to take a while. But yeah, no, like that one's pretty cool. So that's the one that's coming up next, and then three more after that. So
Right.
this
Then we
is
get our happy ending where we get the princess and get to go home and be king and have a beautiful wife.
we
and a
do
beautiful
we
house,
get
right? That's how it works.
we get a kind of happy-ish ending. We've killed the dragon and we get the princess.
I love
Yay!
fairy tales. Uh, we killed so many dragons. This one looks like a person and seems to have intelligence. We're gonna stab its head out.
Yeah. So the episode that just went up is about the morality of Shadow of the Colossus, and this is kind of what we're jokingly talking about right now. Yeah. So it started off. I was just writing about like the way that the game goes about building empathy and sort of the mini story that is told with each Colossus, and particularly visually, how it's like, okay, well, you read each Colossus from foot to face,
Right.
and I think it's really cool. I put a lot of work into that video over the last couple days. So like, share, subscribe, and definitely share and like and subscribe. And I think comments are one of the new metrics that YouTube is like, ooh, comments are super important.
Mm-hmm.
Like likes are out, comments are in. Subscribes are always in, but like super subscribes, which are like you got to click a bell and push a thing and something, I don't know.
Yeah, I circumvented that with just I never go to YouTube's homepage. I have bookmarked all subscriptions just as my YouTube homepage. So when I go to YouTube, I'm only seeing the subscriptions, and I'm not gonna see because like when you do like dumb streaming things and you have friends who link you horrible garbage, like your
Yeah.
recommendations are gonna be shot to
Oh
fuck.
yeah.
So I never need to look at them. So I just if I'm gonna go to YouTube at all, it's just gonna be my subscriptions. I don't need those distractions.
Nice. So I was a little bit tempted to troll everyone, get and go through a new game plus and get every fruit, every lizard, every time trial item, and then get back to 12 out of 16 and just pretend, just spend the whole night pretending that like this is exactly where we left off. But
I've always had this mask and this like bright.
I've always had this mask. Yeah. No, what are you talking about? Aggro's always been white. That's just what aggro looks like. But that's about 8 hours of extra stuff, and I kind of needed to get that video done. So, all right, I'm gonna switch. Amy, for those who are wondering, Amy is like running around upstairs somewhere. So we don't have an Amy cam at the moment. But I've got a surprise when we do get around to Amy cam time. I made something.
Yeah.
Oh, and I need to turn on screen sharing so you can actually see what's going on, or are you just gonna watch the?
Well, I've got the stream up muted, so I don't know how much of a delay there is, but
It's
I'm
about
sure
10
I will find out
seconds.
soon.
And I think, yeah, so because of where the save game is, it comes in right around here. And is there any audio?
I'm not getting any audio, but I can infer.
My view meters are... All right. I'm gonna...
So have you played much, or have you seen much gameplay of The Last Guardian, which finally exists as a physical game that can be purchased and played?
Only a little bit of gameplay. I'm gonna, in theory, I get paid on Wednesday, and so I'm gonna go and pick up a copy for the weekend.
Right. I'm about 3 hours in, and it is it's not broken, but it's
I've heard that it definitely feels kind of dated, like that the fact that it is a game that's been in development for like a decade, or no longer, like 12 years, that kind of shows.
it is more art than game. I almost would, if you want to like, if you wanted to like create, not that these things are actually a binary, but if you wanted to create a false binary of art and game, it is way more art than game, because the gameplay aspects are like, well, this isn't important, we're gonna use this to boost the aesthetic, even though it's like maddening from a design standpoint. Like, please don't do this, it's extremely frustrating. And it's like, but it's more authentic, and it's like, but so it's, oh yeah, it's a little frustrating.
Well, why is there no game audio? Oh, geez, right. Super chat's enabled. Okay, so there we go. There's super chat.
$2.
$2. Except I only get, what is it? It's 70-30 split, so a buck 40. I need to pull up I bet I know what's wrong. I bet I have my I need to pull up my control panel and go to audio input is set to RCA. Why is it set to RCA? Wait, component. No, it should be set to RCA. This is weird. Why is it not going through? That is very curious. Um. Hmm. I mean, on one hand, it kind of doesn't matter because it's like gonna be talking over it. But on the other hand, like the music in this game is so good. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
super good.
What do people think? People want audio. I can spend time dicking around with the audio. If everybody wants audio, I should have checked this. It was working. The thing is that the audio was actually working like 10 minutes ago, just fine, as far as I knew.
Uh, feel the temperature of the chat, see if it's something they really. Yeah, I think I think they're willing to wait on the time investment if you want to try
They're
and
willing
fix
to
it.
wait. Okay, I'm gonna
I'll just bitch about the
try.
Last Guardian. Like,
Yeah, do that while I crawl underneath the desk and play with cables.
right. So the Last Guardian. On the plus side, aesthetically, the all of the character animations and the textures and the feel of the world and everything is very good. It is like, um, if you've played Eco and Shadow of the Colossus, you can definitely tell in that extremely minimalist. They don't tell you anything world building wise, but you can just tell that this is a precursor to both of those. You can just sort of get a feel for the world and the sense of time, and it's like, oh, so this takes place before these other two, and it's really organic and really solid. Um, and the dog is adorable and it acts very much like a dog. It's like aggro times 1,000, where it is, it's not always going to do the thing you want it to do, but it's almost more endearing because it doesn't respond. The AI is complex enough where it doesn't respond to things necessarily the way you would want to. It's very organic in that way. But on the negative side, it I think overplays its hand in terms of how much it expects you to just wallow in the awe of the environment and the mystery of what's going on, because there's not. So Shadow of the Colossus kind of had a gimme with this. Like Eco had this problem too, where in Eco, in order to or I don't know if you played it, but in Eco you have to unlock this big gate, that like is supposed to be the escape route for you to get the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you gotta go
there
to
is
both of the gatehouses. And we actually we streamed Deco like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Well, okay, so there's a big, long, like, series of puzzle quests to get to the far right or west wing of the fortress or whatever and lower one half of the gate. And then it's like, okay, do all that again on the east wing. And
Yeah.
it's like,
And it's just
I,
slightly remixed.
yeah, and it's like, but I kind of, it's like, it's dampening that, like, reward rhythm that you want in a really good game, by kind of giving you the feeling of repeating something even though you're technically like progressing the game. And Shadow of the Colossus doesn't have any of that because its reward buffers and the are like extremely I don't know. They're the exact same. It's basically the same period of time. You know what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go to Colossus. This one may be a little further than the others, but the environment is just different enough. And once you get there, the Colossus is going to be completely different. That you don't really ever feel like you're repeating ground. Like when people beat the game, inevitably they're like, "Oh, I wish there were 20. I wish there were 26." Rather than "Oh, this part of the game lag," because
Yeah.
you are repeating the same thing over and over. You're just repeating an inherently very fulfilling thing. So it's Last Guardian's a little more like Eco, where you're not really sure what the next goal is. So sometimes the ruminating in this new environment thing doesn't really pan out the way that I think they want it to, because it's like you're supposed to be like, what a big mysterious cavern this is with guards walking around. But once you've seen that like 3 times and there hasn't been like a new environment that tells you anything new about the story yet, you're just kind of navigating this next hallway full of guards. It's like, oh, I need like just give me like a nugget more of information about what's going on so I can like see some other goal in the future that's not just avoid these guards with the dog again.
And now Eco kind of has that problem in a lot of ways, but Eco also has that tempered by the fact that it's like 6 hours long.
Mm-hmm. Right. And this is I was told that I'm about a fifth of the way through the game and I'm 3 hours in. So either I'm exceptionally slow because I heard people say it was like a 10 or 12 hour game. So I don't.
I would be amazed
I guess
if
that's
it was.
about right.
Yeah, that's about right. Like that honestly feels about right. Sorry, I'm still digging through a whole bunch of. Oh, did sound flower turn itself back on? You know what? Desperate times call for desperate measures. I'm going to. Where's that part that I'm looking for? This. I'm going to turn the camera on real quick.
Okay.
So. Amy. Whoa. Just charging through here like a kitten. All right. What do I need? No, wait. These are the parts I need for the most part. All right. So what I need to do is I need to take the RCA and I need to convert it into. Oh wait, no. I can just plug the RCA directly into the board through CD tape. Yeah, and then send CD tape to mix.
It's funny. I don't have a camera on me, but I do have the exact same poster hanging over my head that you do in your shot there. I have the same Fury Road poster behind me.
It's a great poster.
It's a good one.
All right. Where's that cable?
Do. But yeah, I can't even remember how many times I beat Shadow of the Colossus. That was it was very much a like sort of a thing. That and like Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, I think, are the 2 games that I've beat the most number of times. Um, where they followed me out of like childhood into adulthood, and I would like come back to them. Uh, then because my favorite thing in any given game, any type of game, is boss battles. So that helped. But then I also, like the mythic aesthetic of it. I guess it was just very calming. It was very peaceful for me, and I liked riding the horse and stuff like that. So. And I understood that killing these monsters is bad, and you're not supposed to revel in it. But once I got past the meaningfulness of the story, and you got into kind of that speedrun thing where it's like, I've played this a million times, so the emotional impact is kind of dulled. Um, it's just very satisfying, I guess.
Yes, I agree. It retains a very high level of satisfaction on multiple plays. Okay, wait, do I have a second one of these? Wait, no, other way around. Right, left.
If there's one, let's see, Colossus design that I wish was in the game that was, because they're like, a bazillion that they didn't put in. I loved the idea of the Phoenix. That's the one I really wish that they could have implemented, that they didn't. Which is like it's this walking, it's like the bird fight, but it's a different walking bird. Like it has a walking component that can off the ground and stand on the ground, and you're supposed to be like dunking it in the lake. Seems super cool, and I'm sad that was never.
All right, you might be able to hear. Can you hear music? People tell me if you're hearing.
Yeah, it's super loud.
Super loud. Okay. All right. Huh. I don't have a trim on that channel. I wish I had a bigger soundboard. Okay. Maybe if I just barely... Hello? Did everything?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. I'm just slowly turning it up until I see just a hint on the VU meter. There, how's that?
Getting some wind. Yeah, it's good.
Okay. A little bit of atmosphere, but not overwhelming.
Nice. Okay, yeah, that's coming through really clear.
All right. Oh, and Jake is totally on left channel. Wait, why is... Oh, I probably knocked it.
Yeah, left channel only.
I no doubt knocked a different cable loose. Is that... There we go. Are we finally up and running?
Is this better?
Worst case scenario, Jake gets to be left.
Yay!
All right, so we need to go into the woods for this, and I think I finally actually figured out how to navigate the woods. I was able to get through the woods like twice. At least twice on aggro without... Oh, come on, camera. At least twice on aggro without needing to, like, jump off and manually walk through and then be like, hey, aggro, come follow me.
Yeah, the woods are a real bitch. I always had trouble with them. Even playing the game several times, because I have the world's worst sense of direction. So I would get through there, and I'm like, I memorized which one it is, and it's still, no, not at all.
Oh, Amy's on the desk. Amy's in a pretty hyper mood right now. She's not gonna sit down for Amy Cam for a bit. All right, this should be the right path.
So do we wanna like field this the way that it was? So last time when I was spectating, I was like shouting instructions futilely, but I don't think I want to do that this time. Like,
it won't be necessary. I cheated. I went and finished. Well, because I needed the footage for the video, so I went and I finished the game on a separate save file. I did these last 4, and I figured out how to actually like execute several of the special moves that I'd learned are not actually even listed in the manual. Like the dive attack, the dive attack is not in the manual. So I don't know if this is going to quite count as high level play, especially on Phalanx here. Like, I will probably eat dirt before we get Phalanx to eat dirt, but sand is just kind of dirt. It's coarse. It gets everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, no blind run? No, sorry, Mex Rage. I beat this game ages and ages ago, so even if it was at best just kind of semi-blind.
Yeah, this one's definitely my favorite. This is the one I would play on time attack over and over just because. My nickname for him before I knew that the Colossi had official names was the Giant Flying Flatworm.
That's a pretty good nickname. Oh, there we got that one. And can we get one more? We're in a good spot to do it.
So
I'm just gonna fire blind.
Helium,
I can't see past the head, but did I get that?
magic helium blood.
Yes. What is it? I have no idea. I mean, it's got to be some. I would assume. I mean, it does a puff of like energy, magic energy. So I would assume the secret is magic. Oh.
I assume the laws of aerodynamics are not really
Do not
considered
apply.
in this fellow's design.
It feels like he's going so slow this time. Oh, it's because we're still at we're still at the beginning of his path, so he's headed to. He actually spawns like a little ways outside the arena, and then gets onto the looping path around the arena itself. So he moves slower until he gets there, and that's actually kind of screwing me up. Because I'm used to it's like, all right, you got to be going just like full throttle and kind of plan an intercept course. And
Jump on his flip flap. Jump on them.
jump on those flappers. All right, I can totally make that jump if aggro will speed up. And no, yeah.
Can't jump where the flops are. You have to jump where the flops are going to be.
And you gotta be the hardest part, the thing that screwed me up and the thing that makes me just a complete failure at this game is anything that has to deal with like managing inertia while using the horse, while using aggro. Because
Usually what I would do is I would ride like perpendicular to him and jump like significantly before the flap is about to pass in front of my face. So don't chase parallel behind him, but like run up at a 90-degree angle and just
yeah. I like to try to kind of, so like when he's doing these curves, so this is a bad one because there's this giant rock in the way here. But so come around that rock. And alright. actually slowed down. And that is like the least exciting screw up ever. I'm like, all right, I'll bring aggro to a stop, and then I can actually just leap from here. But because aggro's at a stop, you don't jump off. You dismount like a good child.
So see, that's the problem. You're trying to plan out like a course and like plan an intercept strategy. You just need to like curl your floppy little flesh body like
straight at it,
high speed, like get significantly ahead of him.
All right, turn horse.
Damage him. Like,
no,
you
like
can't
you.
hit those flops in any way that will actually cause damage to him.
You can barely die in this fight. Like even if you fall from max height, like it. All right. Oh, good. And grab. Yes, got it. There we go.
Yeah.
Now. All right. Level out. Level out. There we go.
I'd say the stream is about a 10-second difference between the Skype audio.
Okay.
I can try to pause and play and see if that.
Well, and I can hit. I can do a screen share. That'll bring that. Then it'll just be Skype delay. Now, oh, that one's done. Oh, I do not want to let go right now. Okay, okay. Barrel roll. What are the odds I can get a second before we go down?
I mean, you could probably get a stab in.
Assuming, no. There we go. All right. Just go for it. Whee! So yeah, because you, it's almost impossible to actually die on this one because you don't take enough damage from a fall to kill you. Like, I think the only way you could actually die on this is if you went and ate the poison fruit. Like, so if you were doing like full challenge mode with poison fruit and all of that, then you would maybe not have enough life to survive the fall.
Yeah, I always when I fight him, I always like to ride him all the way down into the vortex. Because it will, Wander will take a lot of damage and pass out, and it's just like this nice, like, void of silence for a while, because he's not going to come back up for a while anyway.
Yeah.
So, Wander's just laying there like, oh, my life choices, and then he gets up.
His life choices are indeed awful.
You'd think at about the point that his veins started turning blue and horns started coming out of his forehead that he would have gone, like, maybe not.
It's like, I don't know, man. Is your girlfriend worth it?
I guess at that point when you're already, like, the horns start coming out when you're, like, 14 Colossi in, so I guess at that point it's like, well...
Sunk cost.
Yeah, sunk cost fallacy. He's a gambler, I just know it. Wander's
He's definitely a gambler. I mean, he came all the way out here to cut a deal with, you know, a shadowy voice.
I'm stoked to see what The Last Guardian had to with those, because there are some parallels between both games, definitely, but it's not any direct connections yet, so I'm curious. I'm sure you won't become clear until like the end of it.
Yeah, that was a really good jump. Now I just need to not fall off. Oh no, I'm stuck in one of the worst spots. Okay, so this happens where you end up at the joints of the... Okay, come on. Ah.
Well, you know, he's building that bicep up real good.
All right. Get up. There we go. All right. Sort
Yeah,
out.
that's always been my pet theory. So it's, you know, there's no answers, but my guess was always that Mona wasn't his girlfriend. She was just like a girl that he really liked and thought maybe would want to be his girlfriend.
Yes,
And then she was like ritually sacrificed. And he's like, no. If I save her, she will be unritually sacrificed and also have to date me.
Because I got her back to life. She was dead, and if you get an ancient entombed god to resurrect someone, then they gotta date you. It's the rules. Barrel roll.
And it's based basically entirely on one demeanor and the personality of somebody who might do this, and also the fact that when referring to her, he says this girl. He doesn't say by name, and
He doesn't make the kind of like, oh, the love of my life kind of please that you would sort of genre expect.
Right, he tries to logic his way into a deal with Dorman, talking about her very passively, which implies to me that they didn't really have a relationship, probably.
Mm-hmm.
She was just somebody he really cared about, but I don't think he was in her world much, probably.
And bam! Hit the ground.
Whee!
Alright, Agra, come on.
Oh. That hurt.
It's a hard landing. It's especially when you're like bouncing off the back flaps.
I'm surprised one of the time attack rewards isn't kneecaps, because that would be like knee protectors. Wander's knees are gonna be shot at the end of this.
Came out all the way on the other side of the rock.
He's on the edge.
Come on, you can make that shot from there. That's only a Olympic world record shot.
Well, he has, I think, as we have definitely borne witness to, he has very strong upper arms.
Incredibly, inhumanly. Wait, I did make that shot, the first one. That total pot shot hit. I am the greatest at this game, apparently.
He's tearing it up.
I just need to get to the outside of the flappers. Oh, wait. Aggro decided hit a shadow on the ground and decided to just stop moving? Whenever would that happen?
The only thing worse than being Wander is being his cameraman. He wanted his conquest documented. The poor fucker.
Alright. Got it.
Yeah.
Though we're probably gonna get jammed up at it. Oh yeah. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Can't decide. Alright, let's level. Climb it.
I mean, after a few cycles on this, like, he must be thinking about other things. It's like, when I get back, we're gonna have two children. One of them's gonna be named Cheryl, and the other one's gonna be Davy. She's not even paying attention.
It's like, all right, third time you get up here, it's like, okay, first flap, second flap. Oh, just kind of, yep. I think this fight would actually be improved if there was a bit more of a fixed time, like rather than triggering with each sigil, that it was more what's the word? What's the idea I'm looking for here? Like it's like, okay, you pop the balloons and then Phalanx goes up into the air and hangs out there for 4 minutes. And so if you're good enough, you can get all 3 in one round.
Well, you can. I know the speed run for this is 1 cycle.
And I totally screwed up because that first attack, I didn't wait for it to actually power up all the way. So we get to do another cycle just to knock off that last, 2%.
I think one way this could be improved is because he doesn't really have any offensive capabilities. If those flaps were deadly, I can get one more strike in, and it's like squish.
Oh, so then there would be, yeah,
that would suck.
That would kind of suck. But at the same time, no, I think that might actually add a little extra to it, just rather than kind of getting pushed out by them.
They are made of stone, I'm pretty sure that would be bad juju.
Alright. Oh, I totally got that. Oh! Well, that hurts. A little bit. Ow! That... Okay. Alright.
Can't see what's happening, but I bet it's bad. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, stone right to that horse's forehead there. Oh, shit. Whoa.
Got myself knocked right out.
Yeah, knocked the fuck out.
Alright. Catch up. Oh, that's good. Come on. Quick stop. Quick stop, aggro. No. Now turn around. And what direction are you going? There we go. This is actually going pretty good. I got a decent amount of practice. So when I did this, when people weren't watching, it took me about an hour and a half.
LZ Epsilon's got it right. There's the Reddit personal. The person I really like, 15, has been sacrificed by the local priest. Now I, as 15, think this is kind of bullshit, and I'm considering taking her dead body to a faraway land and having a deal.
No, I think that's exactly it. God. The tribe elders are like, she's cursed, so we gotta sacrifice her to our dark gods, but that just sounds like junk to me.
She's really pretty. She gets cursed if she's that pretty.
Yeah. Alright, there we go. Alright, Phalanx, you beautiful, absurd... Please don't fall off.
Okay, so I think I figured it out. I think there's some sort of magic working on Phalanx phalanx where the physics of the air work like water physics for him, and he's actually refilling his lungs. Like, that's like, those fluid sacs have like natural oxygen in it. So as long as he holds his breath, he can stay underwater. But he has to go touch the surface, which is the sand, and puncture his lungs. So he's basically like hacking the Matrix a little bit.
All right, here we go. Killing something beautiful.
So sad.
That's perfect timing for another thing. Oh, right. I need to... There's two other things I need to do. Say... There. That'll be small, but it'll give you a idea of what's going on in a little bit more real time.
Yeah, good deal. She says Wander there, so she knows his name. She knows him. I don't think they're like, I think they're just sort of passing acquaintances.
So that second playthrough there, that New Game Plus, the reason it's got 546 is because that's the one that I was working on, like, getting the footage on. So, and most of that, like, most of the stuff I got from the middle Colossi, I just did with time trials. And also, since you're, like, scripting at the same time, you're, like, bouncing back and forth. I was bouncing back and forth between scripting and, like, grabbing footage. Because it's like you write something, you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to need that. Or I need to go double check this and whatnot. And so it just, like, sat open for, like, 6 hours. It's like just standing there in the shrine for 6 hours.
Yeah. I will say that somebody says, do you think that she's aware of what he's doing? I'm gonna say no, because her reaction upon waking up is very, the fuck am I? The fuck am I?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, Mono, the girl that he knew is dead. Like, Dorman straight up tells him, like, no, mortals, when they die, they die. Like, that's one of the laws of being mortal. So if she comes back, she's not gonna be the person you know. And Dorman's feminine voice decreases as the game goes on until in the final encounter, like, it's gone. So there's a lot of kind of implication that Dorman puts the feminine part of Dorman into Mono's body.
Right, and he's obviously trying to reincarnate the masculine part of him into Wander.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if that part falls through, I think we still have we still have sort of a goddess wandering around a dead world going, well, now what? Oh,
Amykat, but Amykat.
Nice. Who's a good kitty? Who's a good kitty? I wonder how big she's gonna get, because our cat is enormous, and she's certainly of a larger breed.
Yeah, well, we don't know, because so she had a big growth spurt in January through early February, but then she's kind of leveled out over the last month. But so I'm expecting another growth spurt as she comes up on 6 months here. Oh, who are we on now?
Yeah.
We
I think this is the lion.
Yes, yes. I know exactly where we need to go. And this one's an interesting fight. Oh, everyone gets to watch her groom herself.
Taint. Amy, that's very impolite. There are 100 people watching.
I think maybe she was just kidding. It's like, no, I'm just getting the base of my tail. It's the cat version of that Seinfeld gag. I was scratching my nose. I wasn't picking. No
Right.
picking. I'm grooming my tail. Gotta maintain a floofy tail.
The speedrun stat for this strat for this lion is insane because you literally skip to like the last part of the obstacle course that they have you run through.
Yeah. So what do you do
last
for that?
thing.
Do you like how do you get up onto the pillar? Do you use?
You jump. You do this weird like Waltless Prince of Persia ass column jump off of. You bounce off one side of the column and then kick jump off of the Colossus himself while he's like trying to murder you. Onto the column. So basically you skip to the last possible column and do a rebound, like a kick flip off of the Colossus. It's great.
Nice. Because yeah, I was thinking it's like, well, maybe you could use the Colossus itself as a platform to like either leap up onto the column or get thrown onto the column.
Yeah, exactly. But if you fail, like it's murder.
Oh yeah, because this one, just like Celosia, like these two, if they get you in a corner, they will just like keep ramming you until you're dead.
Yeah, no. When you were fighting Celosia the other night, I was like, I'm gonna place my bets here. Dan is going to die without Dan is going to get knocked down and then just get knocked down until he's dead.
Yeah, and sure enough.
Yep.
Okay, now
can't even get up.
Now we cut north. Oh man, you know what's going to be the best part of this stream? Is there's a spot that we're going to go past where I know there's a whitetail lizard just sitting on the ground. Like we have to walk right by it. And I'm not going to pick it up.
Yeah. Man, I continually regret. So I don't think there's a couple people in the chat who happen to be at this, but I did a stream once where I played all the way through the game in one sitting, and I eternally regret. This was before Twitch recording metrics worked the way that they do now. The process worked, so it didn't automatically record stuff, especially if it was really long.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad about that because it was an amazing glitch that I've never seen replicated in any other playthrough, and it just makes me really sad. But it was the swimming Colossus, the
Pelagia,
eel.
yeah. Oh, the eel. Okay.
So what happened was, I don't even know how to describe it. So it's swimming around, and its nose hits one of the things that's sticking out of the water, one of the structures that's sticking out of the water. And I guess it just detects collision or something like that, but it's trying to keep swimming. So what happens is its nose hits that, and the head shudders. It's doing this shudder in place thing, and the rest of the body's frozen. And so I'm just swimming around looking at this like frozen body under the water, like, does the fight continue? And then all of a sudden, like the momentum catches up with it, like Bethesda style, and it turns itself inside out. The whole creature goes inside out. And just like up through the body zips up through the front of the head while the head is staying stationary and spinning.
Oh, sounds
like,
amazing.
What do I do? I know, I'm so sad that it wasn't recorded, and I'm like, but weirdly after that he resumed properly, and I was able to finish the fight normally. Like he got out of that weird momentum loop where it was just like, I guess, tabulating speed over and over without him moving, and then he shotgunned out of it. Really sad that wasn't captured, but I've never seen anybody else do that in a run, so I'm hoping maybe somebody will replicate it one day so I can prove that it happened.
Like I had a weird glitch earlier today on Pelagia, but this was just a weird like collision glitch. It was like, hey, I like clipped through him, and hey, it turns out it's really easy to get around behind him if you just swim straight through his model. But no, like that, I was like, yeah, man, I saw a cool glitch today too. But yours, that blows my entirely pedestrian glitch out
Well,
of the water.
he looked like a oh god, no. He looked like a Skyrim thing. Like it was.
Yeah.
I don't really.
I've got a very, very good mental image of this, and it is hilarious.
It was really distressing at the time because I thought I wasn't going to be able to finish my all day run. I was like, oh no, I've broken it. But no, yeah,
I think I could probably do a single sitting now. I think I could do a 6-hour, 5-6 hour run now.
Nick Penryn, what was the thing in The Last Guardian? What did he do? I don't remember him doing anything particularly weird.
A Trico launch?
I don't know what he's referring to. There were a lot of weird glitches in that game, though.
Alright.
My favorite thing that happened in The Last Guardian, it's not a glitch, it's just very unfortunate, was that the camera is awful in that game. Like, the camera gives you woes in this one, it's nothing compared to the Last Guardian camera. And
joy, that makes me look forward to next week.
Yeah. I froze. Basically, I climbed up onto the creature, and the camera auto adjusts. And if it auto adjusts to a place where it can't see what's going on, the screen goes black, and then it jumps back to wherever the camera was 3 seconds ago.
Oh, that's
Terrible. So, in short, what happened was I climbed into a space where the camera would perpetually readjust every 3 seconds, and what you got was a slow zooming loop into the dog's lovingly rendered asshole over and over and over and over. It was just like it would swoop around his haunch and straight up his butt, fade to black, swoop around the haunch, and I was not touching the controller, I'm just leaving it there, and it's just going.
So I'm actually debating for next week whether so I'll probably pick up Last Guardian this weekend, but it's sounding kind of like I might want to give it a solo run through at least once, like just so that it doesn't take a month to finish on stream.
It's not, I mean, like, I was playing it blind, when I was streaming it, and it's, that's the thing, it is not a bad game. You never get to a point where it's just like, I'm stumped, I don't know what to do. It doesn't have, in fact, like, you're more likely to run into that with Shadow of the Colossus than you are this. You're just, the worst case scenario is you get in a position where the camera is just so buggy that you can't tell what's going on, and you need to, like, try to move the characters, because this is a massive animal that's walking in narrow corridors sometimes. And, like, you just need to get the camera to a position where you can see what even the hell. But the actual puzzles are very easy, so progressing is pretty easy. It's just a matter of getting the dog to listen to you, and getting the camera to not be up its asshole.
I'm having mental flashbacks to an old game called Galapagos, which was this game where, you know, it was hyping itself on its creature AI, but so you had this little digital lizard that you needed to guide through mazes, but you didn't control it directly. You controlled it just through basically like suggestions. Like you would click on its side in order to try and like encourage it to go in that direction. And this kind of did work. Like it was a very early attempt at machine learning, so that it's like trying to understand contextual stuff. But when I say very early, I do mean very early. Like this is an early 90s, and so I'm trying to think what's the name of that thing with the dogs? So like Deep Dream, this ain't.
Right.
And
that sounds rough.
But yeah, so I'm just having flashbacks that it's like, oh yeah, you need to get Trico to do things by like, you know, basically encouraging Trico to go places, and that it's like if you want him to actually do something, you basically have to, you know, trick him into doing it. I'm like, and so I'm having all these flashbacks to this old game, and it's like, and that does not always sound like the best of things.
Well, optimally, so the good thing is Trico is cute, and the more that you pet his little nose and you, like, pat his leg and stuff like that, which is easy, like, that's not a difficult mechanic, you just press circle when you're next to him and you're petting whatever part you're supposed to be, the better he gets at, like, listening to you, like, he'll be more responsive. So, if you enjoy petting him and just pet him over and over, then he'll respond much quicker to what you're asking.
Okay. So he has
really, the camera is a bigger problem than the animal. Like, the animal's a little bit of a pain in the ass. Sometimes he just doesn't listen. But the camera is the biggest problem. Because those environments are dark and small sometimes.
Okay. I wonder, do they use the same shader engine that the HD version of these two uses? That occasionally just goes utterly inky black?
Possibly, yes. It definitely has contrast problems. Yeah, I'll just say, controlling the boy. Yeah, controlling the boy is difficult because he doesn't have the stamina of Wander. If he falls just a little bit, he'll walk like he has a sprained ankle for a bit. And he's very, his run cycle is not consistent. It's very, like, ramshackle, and he'll stumble. And,
So he's like Wander meets Ico, but worse.
Yes, he handles much worse than either of those two. He is a very uncoordinated 9-year-old. It's very shameful.
All right, so my goal here, I'm really hoping I can pull. Wait, no, I shot you. You should be angry. That should have broken this. All right, there we go. So my goal here is to get the quick kill, but I miss it like every time. However, I made it through the entire maze without once getting knocked out by a column. So that's a win. And then I forgot what the jump button was and just let go, and now I'm probably going to get beat up in the corner here.
Shit.
I can, if I can get lucky, if I can get one roll off, I will be. There we go. We're fine-ish. Oh no, wrong. There we go. Now we're safe. Good recovery. Good recovery. Okay. I had a few times where I did this, where like the whole time he just stayed over there in the other field, and it makes this part really easy. Because you can just take your time getting into position. And you don't need to try to creep up on the edge here.
I forgot, who was attached to the movie for this? It wasn't fucking Max Landis, was it?
No,
Some
it
other
was
guy.
Trank.
Yeah.
But he got BTFO'd a while ago, and so I was looking at this information just a couple days ago, but I don't off the top of my head remember who the current attached director is to the development hell project that is Shadow of the Colossus, the movie.
Right.
All right. Come on, boy. Come on. Come on. Oh, why are you going over there? Why are you walking through the terrain? He's just
decided to leave.
He's just decided to go to position 2. He's not hanging around position 1. Yeah. You know what? If I just stand here, I bet you if I just stand here, that kid, he's got a sword. He's just gonna jump on my back. Yeah, he did. He's totally just walking to position 2.
I've never seen that. That's great.
Like without because he'll run to position 2 if you ride him there. And this time I decided, like, nah, I'm just gonna go.
I'm used to him being unconscious for a little bit there, so not a long bit, but like a little bit. He just left. He's full out running away from you.
Well, he better hang out over here at this spot. Where is he?
Over there.
Okay, here we go. No, he's not gonna... What's he doing? This is weird.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think you need to remind him that you're there.
Also, I need to get away from that spot so that the camera doesn't do that.
I think you hit him so hard, like, you
Yeah,
hit his
I
head
missed it.
so rapidly that he forgot there was an intruder and went back to his post.
You know, I'm gonna use the other column. It's a bit less frustrating with the camera. Ah! Oh.
He's unconscious.
He is, but I got knocked off the pillar because I didn't realize he was just gonna charge me. Alright, there we go. Alright, charge. Okay. And I missed it. There. We'll just do this the... Actually, he's one... Oh, he's actually going to position 3. Alright, we're just gonna get off you. Oh, that made that easy. Alright. Uh-oh. This might go poorly. Please.
Shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Oh!
Oh.
No! I should have rolled the other direction. Okay. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Come on. Please roll. Please roll. No! No! Oh wait. Yeah.
Back here again, eh?
I am not happy right now. We were one stab away, and now we need to do the entire thing. If I had any faith in my ability to pull off the Colossus launch, I would maybe give that a try, but I have never done it before. So
No, I've tried it, and it is not easy. It is the hardest trick in the run, not counting the 15th Colossus, so no. Shit.
like I spent about an hour and a half trying the quick launch on Beardy off of his hand. And I couldn't pull that one off. So
that one I have done, but I think that's one of the few that isn't just basic. I've done the quick launch on Barba and the sword fling on the third Colossus.
I've done the sword fling off third a few times by accident.
You're right. But no, I have actively tried to do the jumping off the 14th Colossus, and I can't do it. So, or like, I could have like committed a bunch of time, but I'm not going to commit a bunch of time. Just casually, I attempted it, and it's really difficult. The hardest shit is definitely the 15 bosses. It was one of my least favorites. I don't. He's tedious.
He
Like,
is
this guy's
tedious.
tedious.
15. 15's one of those ones where it's either going to go really smoothly and be over pretty quick, or it's going to take you an hour. Like, so I finished it for the time trials, and like just with the time trials, it's kind of one of those things like either you get it in one cycle or you miss the jump and you just start over, because it's gonna take about as long to get back up. Ah,
Damn. Oh, that was weird.
he re-grabbed an edge I definitely did not want to grab, because that would knock you out. Yeah, like if you get knocked off, or if you fall, actually the absolute worst I had in a run trying to get that time trial was I did the head, and I was certain that I had finished it, and so I went down and did the hand, and he had just like 1 pixel of life left. I'm like, no, there is no way I am jumping back. Well, and I only had like 40 seconds left at that point, so it's like, oh my.
Yeah, no, my least favorite, he's my second least favorite, but my least favorite is definitely the island guy, because I feel like it's, the whole fight is just going, that's like a puzzle, isn't it, neat? And I'm like, but that, like, the Colossus's behavior is extremely predictable compared to a lot of the others.
Oh, there we go. There's a good physics glitch.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I released a little too late, and so that's happened to it. It's technically the same glitch, like we've seen it twice now, where it still thinks you're attached to a ledge that you are not visually attached to anymore. So it snaps you back. So the first time it did the snap back, we were able to get off, and this time it's like, no, you're still on that edge. You are going to get crushed. And it's like, oh, thanks. Yeah, the island guy, that one's another one that can just be kind of RNG-ish, tedious. That it's like, all right, which direction did you decide to go in?
My favorites are the ones that largely rely on the unpredictability of the boss's behavior and your own skill, rather than any puzzle elements or anything like that, just because I like the kind of boss monster. Oh shit. Like Phalanx, where it's just like, you know, he has a pattern, but for the most part, that pattern goes out the window after the first cycle. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
If you're on the second ledge, it doesn't hit you. Wander's hitbox does not include his legs.
Well, I mean, we've established that, like, all of his power is in his upper body.
Yeah.
It's just 2 little ragdoll things. They didn't even have mirror bendings. He's unbothered. You tear his feet off, he's fine.
I'd be like, well, how am I supposed to run to the next thing I'm supposed to grip with these hands?
Well, get on the horse. He just needs thighs and a horse.
Yeah. I mean,
thighs are for urging the horse to go faster.
And let's be honest, like, he's got a lot of power in his thighs too, because he's able to do a like dolphin leap out of water.
Yeah,
that's all coming from those thighs. All right.
Wander skipped half of it.
Wait, he's doing it again. He's just walking back.
Oh, all right. It must be where you're.
It must be, yeah. I must be accidentally hitting a trigger or something. I thought I always thought the trigger was that was latching onto his back.
Yeah, you are right up where he should be detecting you, and he's just like, I don't give a fuck.
All right, let's see if we can.
Yeah, now you remember.
Is he even programmed to ram these?
Yeah,
Like on this side? Yeah, but on this side? Oh, there we go. Yeah. And he's now wait.
Yeah.
Wait, what the hell just happened there? Did he just hit twice? Yeah. See, because that's what's, you know, supposed to happen, like on your first playthrough, when you don't really know what's going on. You jump onto his back, and he runs you through here, and then you get knocked off there.
He will ram the fallen columns too.
Yeah.
And there is enough space to get onto him. If that might be a safer option for you.
Yeah, but I keep getting greedy and wanting to go for the
style, right?
The style.
You know, you could probably do that on the little column. You just hit buttons real fast.
Yeah, true. I mean, you can do it. You can technically do it from a standing jump. And I don't think you get any... Oh, hey, that... Thanks, bro. And then I just straight up miss.
You think the other Colossi make fun of this guy?
They definitely make fun of this guy. I'm gonna get rammed here in a second. I just feel it. He's off camera.
There you go.
All right. Yeah. All right, I got one. I'm gonna give up on that. And we're just gonna focus on trying to end this.
No, don't. Oh shit. Just get to higher ground as soon as get on those columns. Get on the little
There we go.
column.
There we go.
He will
I'm good. I'm good. We're safe now. All right. Knock yourself out. Come on. There we go. That should not be able to do the damage to you that it did.
I think after a while he would cease to go unconscious because there's nothing left to damage.
I had one run over the weekend of doing this where I was able to get...
Oh, not too long for that.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's safer. Where I got on his back at the balcony, and then just was able to just quick stab him to death the whole ride back. Like he didn't even get back to this part. It was just like little quarter energy stabs.
Yeah.
And all right. Hey, remember me?
I'm sure he's forgotten. Uh-oh.
Stuck in a loop. Actually, if he's like super stuck in a loop. Oh, there we go. Bonk.
Oh.
I need to stop trying that on these.
Yeah. You go a lot faster.
But this should do it. Oh, no, just the tiniest bit more. And there we go.
Yeah. Get fucked, son.
How's Amy doing? Amy's
She
doing
returned to
good.
the Amy cam. She took a break and came back. A majestic creature, but not very bright.
She's pretty smart for a cat.
Oh no, I meant the Colossus. Amy is
Oh.
very smart. Oh.
Yes, let's save.
Pause out.
So we're prepared for her to get pretty big. She's not a. I'm pretty sure she's not purebred. I'm fairly certain that if she were, she'd be already be heading towards gigantic.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Like,
We are prepared. Like this, she'll just kind of grow slowly. And like a year from now, we'll be looking at pictures and be like, "Whoa, you got big, cat."
yeah. It could be one of those hybridization things, like with ligers, where they're way bigger than lions and tigers because they're mixed up. Boston's like that because he's bigger than a Siamese. He's he's part short hair, part Siamese, and he is bigger than both. So he definitely had whatever weird genetic thing happened.
We're kind of hoping for the opposite, that she's part ragdoll, part whatever else she is, and that she comes out slightly smaller on because of if she ends up being on the big end of ragdoll. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do with a 20-pound cat.
Yeah, 3-foot little fluffer puff.
Was it when we first got her? People were like, "It's like, well, she's not purebred ragdoll. She's part ragdoll, part something else." And someone in chat was just like, "Joke's on you. The other part's Maine Coon."
Yeah. The Amy cam will just be like a wall of fluff at that angle.
We'll have to go to the wide angle.
Yeah, exactly. Boston is 17 pounds. I think he lost a pound. He might be 16 now, but still.
Oh, that's so much cat.
It is a lot of cat.
So, Chad, I just want to remind you all that there is a white-tailed lizard in Dorman's skylight, and it's still sitting there. There's the white-tailed lizard in the shrine that we just left. It's sitting in the skylight, right over our heads. In fact, where we respawn, if we look straight up, we would see it. And it's still there, and I'm going the wrong way. I was going the right way, and then I turned because I was busy trolling chat about the white-tailed lizard that's still alive and healthy in the skylight above the spot that we were just standing at.
Okay, I'm gonna take a guess. I'm gonna take a time estimation on this one because this one's kind of a bitch. I'm gonna say this is gonna take you 16 minutes.
16 feels fair. I know I can do it in 10, but 16 feels fair, especially since I don't have the option to just reset it if I screw up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's very prone to like, whoops, oh well, gotta redo like this part of the fight that takes 5 whole minutes.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those. I think it's one of the moments in the game that works far better intellectually than it does in practice. But so one of the elements of this fight is that it really screws with your depth perception, your sense of scale, because so this is the largest of the humanoid Colossus minus 16, who is non-ambulatory. But so they've intentionally set everything up like the arena is cyclopean in scale, and he's huge, and you need to make these jumps that because everything is designed to screw with your sense of scale, it's super, super, super easy to completely misjudge how close things are. And so you're like, oh, he's right underneath me, and you like jump and like at the full peak of your arc, you just sail right in front of his face. Like, oh, I wasn't even close.
Right. Well, my favorite is the stompings, because at one point you have to get him to try and stomp on you.
Yeah.
In order to, in fact, that's the first phase of
the
fight. It's if you want to do it conventionally, and your perception was like, okay, that's definitely going to be like going to barely miss me. I will roll twice, and that foot will barely miss me, and that foot lands right on top of you because you don't really have a great sense of how far away it is because of how big it is.
Oh wait, am I going? Oh no, I want to go. The door's over. Wait, is the door down? No, the door's over here.
Did you know there are tortoises outside of most of the buildings in Shadow of the Colossus?
Wait, what? Like little
Wandering
animal tortoises? No,
Yes.
I've never seen a wandering tortoise.
I mentioned it because I think there's one outside here. There's one outside, definitely Barba, but I don't know if there's one outside here. But they're just tortoises. You can step on them. If you step on them, sometimes it'll trigger Wander to do a stumbling animation.
Oh, hey, look, there's a whitetail. Hey, look at that! Look at that whitetail gecko. Live a long life, you white-tailed lizard. Yep. There you go. Huh. So I guess it would probably from up here it would just look like a black dot.
Probably. But I've seen them wandering around like the stone entrances to temples and stuff like that. But they're little brown tortoises. They move very slowly, and Wander can step on them, like, and
Like the
because of
dick
way
he
that
is.
Yeah, well, not hurt them. Like, it doesn't hurt them at all. It just treats them as though they're a rock, which means that if you step on one and then abruptly try to, they're big tortoises. Like they come up to his calf.
Oh, okay.
And if you put your foot on it, the game will treat it as if though you've stumbled over a rock. So if you try to run after one of your feet is up on the tortoise, he'll go into this like wily
the
coyote,
stumble.
wacky overreaction to falling over something, and it's like your reflexes are not what this game promised.
That is kind of hilarious.
I used to do it to entertain myself when I played this game way too much.
And it's got the inverse kinematics too, right? Like the tortoise has collision, so his foot actually like goes up.
Yes, it goes beep, like it does that little jump, the weird,
Yeah.
It's a totally useful thing to add to the game. Just wandering tortoises.
I've never even seen them.
Yeah,
That's...
I mean they're rare because they only appear near once human structures. I don't think I've seen them outside in the greener areas. So what function did this area serve? This looks like a citadel of some kind.
Yeah, like I mean this is a plaza, and actually so this plaza leads over into the lake here. So this is either a plaza or an aqueduct or something.
Place for fancy parties. Here comes our big boy.
I think one of the cool things about this fight is they do a really good job at making this guy seem just freaking massive, but he's not actually that much taller than most of the other bipedal Colossi.
Yeah. This game's pretty big.
He is pretty big. Like, he's still pretty big, but he's not...
It's top heavy.
He's not out of scale, I guess is. Like, they make him feel much bigger than he actually is.
He's got gorilla arms. That arm is the length of his entire body.
Mm-hmm.
Shit roll. Oh.
Doesn't matter. We'll get most of that health back.
That's not a bad boo-boo.
No. All right.
Ooh, Wander's looking pretty sickly.
Wandering feels so good.
Just 2 more Colossus. Snap. Oh, fine. Blood's not turning black.
That's the color it's supposed to be.
Not that I can tell, because my vision's getting spotty.
Come on, man. There we go. Bam. And... good. And... fail.
It's going really well. I think it's gonna be...
I mean, the real tell is going to be whether I can get onto him in fewer than 3 tries. All right.
We're 3 minutes down.
There we go. Okay. So we're making pretty good time? Yeah, we're making pretty good time. I can feel it. Is it gonna... No, don't. I can make that. I can make that. I made it.
Yeah. Yay. Well, blow me down. I think it's gonna be way under 16. Provided nothing goes wrong.
Alright. Shake. And...
Take it like
sword.
a cow noise.
No, I think this is gonna be a 6-minute run.
Yeah, looks like actually. Very
And
well.
I was even able to get one in for safety there.
It's making up for what happened to Melee.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
wait, where's
just
the other one?
don't get thrown. I mean, it's also making up for what happened with Phalanx, that one tiny little sliver remaining. All right, actually, make sure that
Well, it'll go away. It should go away completely if it's really spent.
yeah, so I'm just gonna get up to it to double check. I do not want it. I've got plenty of grip. We're not actually racing anything, so if this were a race, then I would just go for the arm and trust. But yeah, no, we're good. We're just racing pride, not an actual number.
Oh yeah. Well, and you're like way.
Way under our 16-minute goal.
I was assuming you were gonna have the luck that you had on the lion with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got all your luck pooled into this one, I think, and it got sucked out of the previous 2.
I'm not even gonna risk doing a drop grab. I don't need to. All right. We're good. Small stab and a second small stab. Drop your sword. And I am not actually quite far enough down. There we go. And let go. Oh no, I didn't. I was afraid I was a bit too high up and actually got knocked out, but I'm fine. Okay.
Now the fun part.
Okay. Oh.
Oh shit! Good luck. Oh man, that
No,
guy's
see,
too slow.
that's the problem that it's got, is so you need to roll, but like here's the worst part about it is if you just walk up, like you need to be in the air. If you're not in the air, you just grab the ground. No, there we go. Got it.
Yeah.
And what was that? What's the time?
That is a 6-minute fight.
6 minutes. So I went back to double check and still made 6 minutes. I think that right there is the single best run on 15 I have ever had.
That's one of the best I've seen. That's like.
Yeah, that's not like using crazy tricks.
Yeah, that's really good. All right, now we just have to worry about what's his name?
Malice.
Yeah, Malice. It's a nice name. I'm sure he's very friendly.
Yeah. I'm actually super glad that I practiced Malice because I was reminded of just how much learning and like trial and error is involved in figuring out Malice, even if you remember the fight, or even if you kind of vaguely remember the fight. Like there's a couple things in the Malice fight that I think are bad. It's all in all a really, really, really good final encounter for the game. But there's a couple things about it that I would change if we were doing this from scratch. If we were making this game from scratch. The dress is a bit long. There's a few too many places to fall really, really far without any I mean, it makes sense that you don't die for a lot of the falls because the game doesn't have like intermediate progression states like with checkpoints. So, but that can make it really just grinding if you get really high up and then you get knocked off and you miss grab points and end up all the way back at the ground. And it's like, oh.
All right, I'm gonna make another estimation, but I'm gonna be more confident in this one, in your skills and luck. I'm gonna say 9 minutes on this one.
I could do a 9-minute Malice.
That's a pretty average.
Yeah. I mean, basically, honestly, as long as I don't get just wasted with bad luck, like I shouldn't say bad luck, with my own utter failure to time my movement. If I don't screw up the first half of the fight, I should be fine. I am fairly certain I can do the skirt and the final encounter just pretty smooth at this point.
You know what's really nice is having this horse. I sure do enjoy having a horse to ride. Past the beautiful scenery, I sure do enjoy having
I love having a living pet horse, like just a long-suffering, faithful, loyal, living, alive companion with no grievous injuries or anything like that. That it's so wonderful having an entire healthy horse.
Someone else to talk to, you know, there's nothing but hawks and turtles and lizards out here, and it's like, you know, you understand me, horse. We're friends. I wouldn't be sane through this adventure without you. We're gonna stick to this till the end.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about this in years to come. It's like, hey, remember when
both
you
of
killed
our
those 60
long,
monsters?
healthy lives.
Yeah. What a good horse.
Props to the Amy cam. So, oh, did I miss any more super chats, or was there just the one?
I didn't see any others.
I didn't see any others. No one has gotten one pinned, which sounds like a sensible financial decision. I don't know. What are your thoughts about that? Like, so it's basically a replication of Twitch's cheers system, cheers thing that they've got. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on just that idea as a whole?
I mean, I think it works for people who like make a living off of Twitch streaming, which is not very many.
No.
You know, they stream at least 8 hours a day, including weekends, and that's very few that can actually make a living doing that. But like, so I guess it serves the same purpose if anybody uses YouTube like that, which I don't know that people do for the most part right now. But you never know. If it works for some people, it works for them.
I mean, it may just be part of YouTube's attempt at like leeching all of Twitch's talent. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, well, that's actually clearly what it is, but I don't know if they're having success with that. Like, if YouTube Gaming, I don't know what bite they're taking out of the they're actually managing to take out of Twitch's user base. I know I moved over.
Very much.
Yeah, I doubt it's very much.
People like the Twitch interface. They like the custom emotes. They like the donation and subscription system. They like that you can search by game. Like those are things that. One of the things I really like about Twitch is if you do get involved with kind of the internal culture of it, like the rehosting streams and all of that stuff. Like there's some really cool functionality built into it that really helps it kind of build its internal ecosystem. But so for me, the reason I moved over is almost entirely because, well, that stuff's really cool. What I personally wanted/needed was to not need to worry about my VODs disappearing after 2 weeks because I got too lazy to transfer them.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a lovely little path, and it's very nice, and there is a whitetail lizard about 30 feet off to my right. It's just sitting on the ground right at the top of that rock there. Yep. And it's going to live a long, healthy life.
Unless a hawk eats.
Unless a hawk eats, yeah. Then that hawk can get +5 hit points.
Right, well then the hawk's grip strength goes up and you can ride it for longer.
Alright, lizards are grip strength. Fruit is health. So I hope that hawk enjoys its grip strength. And
I love having a horse smash down living.
It's so great. I mean, look how useful a horse is. Look how oh, wait. No. No, my horse. No.
She probably survived that. That's water.
It's just a little airborne. It's good.
It's not like they have really fragile legs where if you break them, you have to put it down.
Amy kind of was like, "What are you yelling at?" Fluff, fluff, fluff.
She has little black beans.
She does, except this one. It's just out of frame. She has one pink toe bean on her back right paw.
Austin has all pink beans, but that's because he's like very, he's sort of sandy cream colored all over. So it stands to reason he's probably extremely pink all over, were he to be shaved, which was never going to happen. But like,
were it to happen.
Right, I can't imagine a scenario in which he'd have to be shaved, but it would not be a pretty sight because he's a big boy, very pink.
So Amy underneath is a mix of pink and brown. She actually, when she was really young, like when we first got her, her fur was actually kind of thin. Jump. There we go. Yeah, her fur was actually kind of thin. It's thickened out a lot since December, but so it was really easy to like actually see her skin through her fur. All right, so this lead up here is actually really cool. So we come out and it's like, whoa, that's not good. That's bad. That's a long way down. All right. And hit our head on the ceiling a couple times just to remove dramatic tension. But then you get this, you kind of see it off to the side, and it's like, what the heck's that?
I didn't sign up for this Fantasia finale bullshit. Chernabog ass motherfucker.
So now, part of what makes this fight so good, aside from the parts that make it bad, part of what makes this fight so good is the little mini, like the mini story that is told as part of it. So all of the Colossus have a mini story. Like they are all each a story, and so this one manages to so thoroughly encompass just all of the themes of the game. And I talk about this a lot in the video. For those of you who haven't watched the latest video, it just came out this evening. It's on the channel. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah. But so I spend a lot of time talking about this one, just in how, like, thematically it encompasses like everything that the game is basically trying to get across, and that's bad. That's gonna cost me some time. What am I aiming for? 9 minutes?
You know, Malice is playing a video game too right now.
He is. He's playing Space Invaders. He's playing Galaga.
Yeah, there's only one ship, but it's very fast and very small. Oh god. Oh, I'm gonna rescind that 9-minute thing.
No. Like, this is what I said. Like, if I can stop screwing up on this part, then I'll be fine. So, okay, there we go. That's good. All right. Okay. Wait for the bolt to land. Come on, man, shoot at me.
I think you already got your shot. You have to dash.
There we go. And okay. Boom. Boom. And in. Good.
Nice. I understand too, Malice. I am also currently wearing a dress.
Dresses are great.
I put it on for shits. Yeah, I put it on for shits earlier today, and I just... The only thing that's changed is I put on pants and a jacket, but otherwise, it's like, this is actually pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
Kind of hugs my gut a little bit, but other than that...
So, I threw it in the video just because I think it was the... Actually, I hate this jump here, so it's set up to do that. You will always land right on the lip and immediately fall. But so I put it in the video. In my best failed attempt, I came around that corner and immediately got blasted off the cliff.
All the way down.
All the way down. It's like...
It would be great if you died like in that specific circumstance. You have to start climb again.
Oh, gee. Actually, I did have to do the whole climb again. Or no, right, because it gave me the restart, but there was one point in here where I had to go all the way back because I had saved back at the temple, or the natural save at the end of the I hit square instead of X, so I didn't roll. I just stood there. I had one hit. I thought I was recording it, but I couldn't find my footage of it. Where I was doing this approach, and this is actually where I have the most trouble. But I was like mid-roll and got hit, and just like flew right into that wall that's on my right. It looked like such a harsh hit. Oh.
Fiddlesticks.
I mean, these are intentionally made to be the hardest rolls to make. Like, they're the farthest apart. It is the escalating difficulty of the challenge.
Wander is only slightly harder. I know you can't do it without rolling. You can't just straight up.
No, I didn't tap R1 fast enough, so I didn't do the roll. I just jumped, and then the rest is history. So if I screw up one more time, I'm dead.
Try to go to the very edge of the column. Yeah, look at He's not gonna give you another chance.
No! I grabbed the edge and I was like, no, I don't have enough health to take a straight hit. And yeah, that's the last one. Now we come up into the skirt. And cutscene. Amy's gonna just start slowly sliding off the chair there. Alright, now we should be fine. Why did I just, random movement?
Yeah, he's unsteady.
Yeah. There's only falling that even does damage from here on out, and by the time I get high enough that I'll need to worry about that, I'll have regained more than enough health. You ultimately don't actually take that much damage from falling, like, proportionally. Oh. There we go. Huh.
You don't have vertigo, do you, Dan?
No.
It's a long way down.
There we go. Here we go.
Time for itchy back.
I went a little farther than I wanted to, but... Oh, and then I went a little too far back in the opposite direction. Alright.
It's like, that's something we have that others don't possess. Wrists. wrists are really annoying to climb.
There we go. Where am I? I can't see myself. Oh, I actually had the shot already fully charged. All right. Oof. That was a little... No! Frick. Well, there goes my time. I was looking at where I was sitting on the when it's like where the wrist was positioned, and it's like that's not good. I should have just held it out for a second. We hit 9 minutes?
Yeah, we hit 9 minutes just now, so.
Oh, okay. So I was gonna do about 11. But now it's gonna be...
I think you can probably take the head. The head shouldn't take longer than like 60 seconds. Because he doesn't wiggle that much.
It depends. So I've found, just because of the... And this is part of like that, what I was saying earlier about the physics engine being a little bit wonky, is if you're in the wrong, like, little 2 square feet, then you basically don't stop shaking ever. So you gotta find the right position, or you just flop around like a fish. It's kind of obnoxious.
Yeah, well, I know that there are speedruns specifically use dead zones where they're very specific.
Yeah, they're
dead zones where it doesn't detect you as a human being on there, so it just doesn't shake at all.
And I've hit those by accident before, and I'm not having quite the same luck with getting onto...
Oh, from this angle you can see the lights and all the other Colossi. Because we're as far south as we can possibly be when you turn around.
Oh my god. My butthole clenched.
What?
Alright, there we go. Let's just safely get onto that fur. Oh. Good thing Wander's got some pretty decent air control.
Wander's like, I can't wait to tell Agro about this. Oh, shit.
Oh. She's never gonna believe this.
Oh, I made myself sick.
Alright. I'm gonna get to a better position on the hand before I even take the shot. And we're gonna play it safe.
You hang out on his collar and crouch. You shouldn't be destabilized and you should get your grip strength back.
We're actually gonna play it stupid safe, which is where we're gonna stab him in the shoulder again.
Ow!
And we're gonna get like all our grip strength back.
But yeah, look, so from this angle you can see all the Colossus lights because
Oh yeah, let's show everybody. Yeah.
It's further north than we are. It's fancy. So Malice is just sitting here watching those lights go off and like, over the course of several days, watching these lights go up into the sky, and saying, "Oh my god."
Oh, dude, that's such a good point. I should. Oh, now I wish that.
I hadn't noticed it until now, because usually I'm focusing on his body. I'm not looking at the scenery.
Yeah. So there's a spot. There's a dead zone. Like, if I can move forward, just there we go. I think I might be in it. I think I hit the right spot. Yeah, I'm in it. We're good. We are golden to just ruin his day.
My brains. Oh, fuck.
Literally the last of his kind. All right.
So that was 14 minutes.
Not bad. Not bad. I had one run where I actually like hit the ground, like I made it all the way to the ground, and it was great because it takes long enough for the tendrils to get there that I was able to go and stand at the edge and look out over the sea for a good solid like 2 seconds before they actually got to me. I think that one.
Time for our sweet princess reward.
Oh yeah, getting a princess. Cashing in those friendship chips, friendship credits.
It's got a super friendship bonus for killing 16 living beings.
Hey baby, you know how many things I killed for you? 16. To bring you back to life. I get a super friendship bonus for the murder, and a triple word score for the resurrection.
Way down.
You know what?
Please ignore my black blood and the horns on my head.
I've never actually played on hard.
There's
I
none of
assume
these
it's harder.
significant-
Yeah, like most of the Colossi have a extra sigil.
Yeah, there's no behavioral differences. They're just a little less patient with you and they have more sigils.
Yeah.
Oh, our timing is so bad. The worst possible.
We should not have stopped for 3 weeks to get some R&R by the beach as we were chasing Wander. Oh, this is something I definitely should have practiced because it's really impressive if you can actually do it. Like, yeah, Dorman can totally wreck these guys' day if you're good at it, and I'm not. So they're probably all going to escape. All of them. They will all get away. I will do no damage.
Don't they, they have the same thing as aggro, where they'll fall down and go, oh, I'm dead, but then they'll get back up. Like, you can't perma-kill
Yeah,
them.
you can't perma-kill them, but...
You could just make them go, ow.
Yeah, and there's an achievement for, like, knocking them all down.
Yeah.
What witchcraft is this? Oh, it's Dorman's witchcraft. Like the Dorm just like throws the sword down after him.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, here's your sword. I guess you need it. You don't need it anymore.
Thanks for freeing my 16 squishy pieces so I can put them into your squishy piece.
The one thing with the Team Eco games, though, is their cutscenes are really long. Particularly their intro cutscenes.
Yeah.
Like leading into it between the pre-title cutscene and the actual intro, it's about 12, 13 minutes.
Well, they fixed that for Last Guardian at the start.
Oh, okay.
So, and in fact, I don't think there have been almost
That
any
feels
cutscenes
like too
before.
far in the opposite direction.
Right.
Like I'm not saying it's like, hey, Team Echo, when we were complaining about the cutscenes, we weren't saying that we didn't want any. We just, you know, tone it
There's an
back a bit.
opening credit roll. I guess that counts. I forgot about the opening credit roll, but apart
Is-
from that,
Like there's an opening credit like along the same lines as Eco, where it's like the run up to the start.
no, because it doesn't show you any, like, it's not like Eco or Shadow where it shows you like characters doing things with dialogue.
It's just
it shows you a
atmospheric.
it shows you a fake taxonomy book of different species that don't exist.
Oh, well, that don't count.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a cutscene as part of the plot.
No,
That it-
because that's one of the defining parts of these two, is that, you know, they set up the plot at the start, and then they resolve the plot at the end, and then there's a bunch of stuff in between.
Wonder you got a hole in you there.
Yeah, that's... You're supposed to have a heart in between those 2 points.
A waifu.
She was gonna date me. We could totally make an AMV out of this. What's a good Linkin Park song to go with that?
Well, obviously it would have to be that I tried so hard, got so far.
Hmm.
In the end, it didn't matter.
Naturally, yes. That's the correct choice.
Well, it's... You know, they really made a mistake in killing him. Come to think of it, they shouldn't have...
Kinda, yeah. They did facilitate this. Now, Nicholas
I didn't realize how this worked.
Nicholas Pennerhin, good Linkin Park song. Good in this case means is appropriate. Yeah. I put the controller down and the rumble pack just like took it away from me. That's actually one of the things that I've meant to do a video about is rumble as a accessory to textual experiences, and that's an element that like I can't translate to a video because like, you know, I can't put rumble into a video. So Lindsay, when she was doing her Aphrodite video, she's like, you know God of War, and I'm like, oh my god, do I know God of War? Yeah, I know God of War. She's like, would you be able to get me some footage of the Aphrodite thing from God of War 3? And I'm sure, why not? And so when I sent her the footage, I put a specific note on it. It's like, you need to make note of the fact that throughout this sex scene, the rumble pack is just going wild.
It's like, I don't know what it means to make love to a woman, but I know what it means to have the rumble pack go off. So I intend to. Close enough.
All right. So the thing about controlling Doran is he moves weird. Like you move in stages, and you can't put in multiple inputs.
Breathe the fire. Breathe the fire.
I don't know how to do that. Oh, there we go. Triangle.
Blah.
All right, is everybody still behind me, or have they started moving past me? There we go. Because what I'm trying to do, there we go. I'm trying to turn around, and is that going to catch them?
They're way ahead of you there.
They're way ahead of me now. Yeah.
Oh, angry. Maybe getting up.
Oh, no, just there we go. Yeah. I got one good smash in where I hit all 4 of them, but that was about it. Son, making love is a lot like a DualShock 4.
Rotate left stick, rotate right stick.
XX triangle square. Don't worry about
Left stick to
circle.
represent titties.
Then when she tells you to, just spam circle and don't stop.
This priest has had a bad week.
Yeah. He had to travel all the way down to the Forbidden Land, and then he doesn't even get to take his sword back. Like, really, he just came to get the sword. That's the whole thing. Like, he doesn't care about Wander or Mono. He's just here to get the magic sword back. He's like, that's an important sword. We need that sword. Now he's like, ah, damn it. Gotta leave the sword.
You know how much tourism that sword promoted? Important part of our village's economy.
Here, can chat hear the controller?
You could bunny hop right up to that altar, but that's about it. He gets real tiny on the way up.
Wait. There's an achievement if I can survive a minute.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go for it. We're undercutting the gravity of the moment for a bit here to
Boing. Boing. So long as they don't get you like on a series of rolls, you're pretty good. I think the vortex is weaker on the sides.
maybe I'll head
I don't remember how I did this.
I'll head sideways. I mean, I'm not even trying. If I can get to the altar, that'd be cool. But really, I just need 60 seconds, which I feel like I should be getting close to. I gotta be past 30 at this point.
Oh yeah, I should have been timing it. Whoopsie.
I didn't give anyone a forewarning, so.
I'm sure it's like 2:16 on this timer. 30 seconds.
So my theory in that, so someone's asking why didn't they use this whole sword and pool thing back when Dorman was first sealed. So Dorman, I mean, for one, he's clearly been sealed for like thousands of years. So the sword may not even have existed back at that point. And 2, it really does seem to be just kind of a temporary thing. I gotta be past a minute.
For 60 seconds, so.
Okay, I think it's probably not going to give it to me until... Oh, but I'm on a roll. All right, now I'll just roll. I assume it's not going to give
Now
it...
you're on a roll.
Yeah, I assume it's not going to give it to me until I actually, like, go into the pool. Oh, yeah, that's true. Dorman does know about the sword. But this seems to be, like, kind of, at best, a temporary measure. Like... Clearly,
Yeah, it still lives on inside him and his descendants. I
yeah.
think they didn't want human Dormans walking around. They would rather have rock Dormans than people Dormans.
Yeah, and there's also like it. Yeah, there. Okay, got it. Resistance. What was I saying? Like that it's a temporary measure, that it doesn't really do like solve the long-term Dorman problem. And they clearly still feel that it's not enough, so they collapse the bridge behind them. Like this is a full kind of scorched earth, last ditch, Hail Mary, maybe this'll keep him contained until we're all dead and our children can deal with it. It's a metaphor for global warming. Because, yeah, Emon he clearly doesn't believe in this solution enough to hang around.
It's interesting that this is like, we're seeing this entire civilization where obviously they had communion with this guy. They had a working relationship with this deity, and something just went wrong.
Yeah, so I was trying so hard to find it over the last few days, but I read this essay on, I want to say it was actually on Kotaku, but this was like 6 years ago. It was just a fantastic write-up on the kind of eschatology of this world, and the fact that like what it means that Dorman is a god of life and death, and sort of the significance of that within sort of the implied tribal structure, that it's like you have that in the tribal shamanism you have a very straightforward kind of causality, that it's like things are born and then they die. But then the moment you have a god that does both, it's like, no, now you're causing problems, Dorman.
Right, well, I think those two elements of him were disparate, certainly, and we don't really know what went wrong with this civilization, but it seems like when he speaks to you, he's speaking to you as one whole entity, but it's been split up into different elements of his personality, life and death inside all these colossi, because they are, it's not like there's white colossi and black colossi. Each one releases both a white dove and a black shadow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know that he was ever two separate things, but it seems like, who knows, but like it seems like he was always just sort of,
yeah. So it's not, it's not that it's two separate things. It's that that Dorman, I shouldn't say he, that they are both things. It's like, oh well, Dorman is a collective that is a god of life and a god of death. It's like, no, Dorman is a god of life and death. Horsey, okay. Welcome back, Aggro.
Aggro will be fine. I don't know. Mono's gonna have a tough time, perhaps.
She's got a long, boring life ahead of her.
Yeah. You have a baby.
Have a baby. Raise it. Have kids with us, baby.
Yeah,
We don't really talk about that.
I mean, at some point, I don't think they didn't remake Civilization, because in Eco they live outside the place. So she raised him up until the point where they ostensibly escaped somehow back to Civilization. Because they
come back here at the end. Yeah, on the beach. Oh, I should have gone. Actually, I guess I can go. I can go visit the beach after.
Eco, they just basically they just coming back here and dumping boys. We gotta go back to Forbidden Land and dump another boy. Sucks. Wonder what happened to Mono's descendants in that time, because that's represented by the queen, you know, the dark evil queen and her ward. So I hadn't really thought very deeply about the connection, but it's.
I've always kind of gone with the or entertained the theory that Mono is the queen.
Right.
You know, and that so she must every, like, you know, I don't know, 300 years, whatever, have a daughter to be the new vessel. Because eventually the bodies that she uses, like, they do just eventually break down. And then Eco comes into that scenario and manages to break the cycle.
So maybe she stayed behind, but her son eventually worked his way back into civilization, and that's the problem that they're dealing with. Mona never left. Who knows? Meanwhile,
keep on running. We didn't go up the bridge in this playthrough because it takes like 8 minutes to run across the bridge. Like 8 solid minutes to run the length of the bridge.
what's on the other side? I don't think
Nothing. There's a door that you can't go past. So this gate right behind them, it's an open passageway in the cutscene, but actually I don't know if the camera's going to turn around. Yeah, no, the camera doesn't turn around. But so there's a passageway that they go through, a stone passageway, and if you go there during the game, there's a gate that's closed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so chat's kind of talking about this, and this is kind of one of the things that I mentioned in the video. Go watch the video, like, share, subscribe. Is that the actual like connective tissue between the two is left to it's innuendo, it's implication, and it's left to just pure speculation.
Right.
You know,
Same is definitely true of what I've seen of The Last Guardian so far, where it's like, well, this is before Shadow of the Colossus, because these are the same structures, they're just less aged. But other than that, it's pretty hard to tell.
That is, I'm just finally looking at that baby model is really low polygon. There's like 13.
Ugly-ass baby.
That, like, look at those feet. Those are some Deus Ex feet.
Demon babies are lower poly than normal babies.
They're also not textured. They're just they just use flat color textures with occlusion mapping.
Right. Well, I mean, who are they trying to impress? They're demons. They don't need to look handsome for nobody.
Yeah, so people are speculating. So one of the things that I kind of lean towards is that between Shadow of the Colossus and Eco, something goes wrong. Like the things break down in some way, shape, or form, because this ending here, the framing of kind of everything that's going on one hand, yes, it is framed the way that it is in order to make Shadow of the Colossus a self-contained story. But I think if we take that for what it is, or if we take that at face value and we kind of believe that, like, all right, it is emotionally telling us that this is a positive thing, that this is a good moment here, then the implication is that by the time you get around to the time of Eco, hundreds, thousands of years later, who knows, something broke down between point A and B.
Yeah, I don't think so much that it's, I think what the game is commenting on, in a vacuum, regardless of its connection to Eco, I think mostly it's just saying that what Wander did was wrong, absolutely, but the sacrifice of Aiden was going up wasn't really a good thing either. And so, like, kind of creating a scenario where that ostensibly has changed because she's not going to carry on a lineage of other faithful to be sacrificed that have this light side of permanent.
You're dropping out a lot.
Well, I think
there we go.
It's like, well, there's this peaceful propagation of this that they don't have to worry about sealing away necessarily, or at least they won't until that guy grows up and goes back to civilization. And that it's sort of seen as a redemption for Dorman. Like, the healthy side of him is still alive in this, like, relatively innocuous, nice young lady.
Yeah.
And she's going to stay here, and it's going to be okay. So, what he did was bad, and he shouldn't have done it, but the consequences are not
inherently evil.
Yeah, she's no longer being manipulated by the village or him or anything.
So you think Last Guardian actually predates even the events of Colossus?
It seems like it, because you're definitely in the same. It starts off. That's really anything. It starts off with another boy being in a faraway land, but it's the same land. Only the structures are less crumbling and aged.
Okay.
In Shadow, and obviously there's living creatures. There's these giant guardian things walking around with feather dogs. So the feather dogs, they're not in Shadow, so they're definitely living here. So I assume it predates.
That's an interesting read. So I'm gonna be looking for that going into it, because that then creates a situation where they have then made these games in effectively reverse order,
right?
Which I think is an interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting.
The pool makes an appearance, but it's in a different place, or there's a similar pool, but the sacrificial sword pool is right at the beginning of the game, and it's like, oh, well, what's this doing here? They don't explain, but
I kind of like that. Like, that's kind of a Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3 situation, where it's like, hey, here's this feature, this culturally important thing that has been built around and rebuilt around over and over again for thousands of years. It's like if you go to Palmyra, well, okay, unfortunately, it's not like if you go to Palmyra anymore, since ISIS, like, bulldozed half this stuff. But it's like if you went to Palmyra 5 years ago, you would have, like, there's all of these temples that, like, predate Judaism. and just like they've been built over and built over and built over repeatedly through human history in one of like the oldest continuously civilized or not oldest continually inhabited places on the planet.
Right. Given enough like centuries, like I think we could assume there's centuries or millennia between all of these games. Definitely centuries for Eco, because that's a lot of boys
Yeah.
they've done dumped. And so given enough time, maybe even millennia between The Last Guardian and this, like it's basically unrecognizable because all the architecture is completely different. So how are you to know? I don't know.
Oh. Amy's got her mouse toy.
I see.
All right, let's go to the beach, and then I think the beach will be Let's go to the beach on this save because I'm actually like mildly closer.
All right, gonna get our sunscreen. Gonna get our.
Gonna get our watermelon. I failed to get the watermelon ending. I completely forgot about the watermelon ending. So people were disappointed that I didn't get the watermelon ending.
The watermelon ending?
In Eco.
Oh, okay. I was confused. We're gonna get little flippers for Agro so she can go swimming.
Yeah.
Get her a little pool ring.
That's the wrong button. Oh, so I was also looking at the manual, and like all the buttons, all the controls in the manual are wrong. They're the wrong buttons. Okay, let's see. Gotta go this way. It's a bit of a run. We'll see if I remember how to actually get down there properly. Shadow of the Colossus manages to make beaches bleak and depressing.
Well, I mean, it's like if you've like seen beaches in like the UK in winter.
Oh yeah.
It happens. There's some rainy, dour-ass beaches.
Watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Going to Montauk in February. So I'm debating what to do next week because so we could start in Last Guardian next week, or what I kind of want to do is an all cheats run of one of the God of War games, like just God of War 1 as wearing the Baker costume with all the cheats enabled and just blow through it in a hilarious 3 hours.
Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Let's get that horse down to the beach.
I find it funny that people are saying Dark Souls, and it's like I just finished Dark Souls 3 like 2 months ago. I think the final 2 videos are even up on YouTube, like, because it was finishing Dark Souls is when I actually moved to YouTube from Twitch. And now we get to the part where I forget how to actually. Oh wait, no, I need to. Right, I actually should have crossed over and approached this from the south, I think. Taken the jump, because now I need to work my way through these canyons. And yeah, we're
going to the beach, going to the beach. Break out the sunblock, going to the beach.
It's gonna be faster to start running and let aggro find her own way around that. Oh, look, it's a safe shrine. Actually, this is a... Oh, wait, I'm on a... I was gonna say I'm on a save file where I am actually grabbing... So look how... it's so hard for her to get around small terrain obstacles like that. There we go. Where is she? There we go. Bats.
Bats.
Tiny bats. Look at all the tiny bats. Everybody who likes bats.
Bats, bats, bats.
Wave your hands if you like bats.
Bats, bats, bats.
I didn't know there were bats over here. Something new.
Or wait. Oh. Oh, I accidentally headed down to, Oh, wait, no, this is fine. I was gonna go out the far... Right, I can go out the far side of the cavern. Right? Yes?
My sense of direction is garbage. I do not remember whatsoever.
Yeah, there we go. Take the other tunnel out. And then that should put us in the far west, and then we cut south to the beach.
Going to the beach. Going to the beach. Yeah, so many bats.
Alright. Now we just follow the shore. South shore. Until we find the path down. Oh wait, we need to... Right, we need to actually get down from the plateau. So I found a... I shouldn't say I found. That sounds... in my research, I stumbled into a long-running YouTube channel documenting all of the, like, cut content in the game. By comparing like demo versions and pre-release material and just all of this stuff, and it's some really cool stuff. And they've managed to more or less figure out where all of the cut colossi potentially would have been, or at least the ones that like actually had places. So the interesting thing about the way that they developed this, so they had, was it 4 that were cut, 6 that were cut? Well, more, because...
overall, it was a lot, but as far as ones that made it in conceptions, like past the conception stage, it was 4.
It was 4. Yeah, so they wanted 20... Yeah, so they had 24 that they wanted to do, or that... No, I shouldn't say they had... Hey, you actually made that jump. Holy crap. That was amazing. I mean...
that's broken leg again.
Oh, I don't care. That was cool. You get points for that. Oh man, I am amazed that she's actually doing those jumps. That is wild. I've never seen her do that. Given the like tiny little textures on the ground that she'll refuse to walk over, I am highly impressed that she actually made those jumps. What did they say? So they wanted 24, but that was just kind of a number on the page. That it's like, yeah, we're gonna have 24 colossi, and it's gonna be rad. And then pretty early into development, they're like, 24 is a little much. And they're like, okay, well, how about 20? And they're like, yeah, we could do 20. And then deeper into development, it was like, all right, 20 is still a lot. We don't have time to develop all of these. We're gonna have to make cuts. And so then a whole bunch were cut for various reasons. So Phoenix was cut because apparently it was really, really, really hard for testers, and it required another huge area. Like, it was, they figure, based on all of the pre-release stuff, that it was actually in Tortoise's area, like at least as a kind of testing ground. But then it was like, okay, well, this fight's really hard, and it requires a massive area with a huge body of water, and we're running out of world to actually stick arenas that big in. And so, all right, Phoenix gets cut.
It was just too baller for the final game.
It's too baller. And then Spider got cut because... Oh, Spider's an interesting one. Okay, so Spider used to just hang out by the bridge, like up near the gate. So if you follow the bridge all the way, like along the bottom, if you just follow the pillars all the way to the north, way up there is where Spider was supposed to hang out, initially just pretending to be a little hut until it was its time, and then it activated. But it got cut because it used a mechanic that you could actually, like, Wander could swing the sword while on Aggro's back at one point, and except Spider was the only place in the game that mechanic had any use. So, but it was vital to actually doing the fight. Like, you had to run circles around Spider, swinging and hitting these weak spots on the back of its legs, and then it would collapse, and you'd jump off and mount it. And it's like, okay, so we have this attacking from horseback mechanic that has literally one use in the game, and it is vital to that thing. Like, that is the entire fight. So, all right, cut that one. Then Monkey was cut because apparently it was just glitchy.
Yeah, he's supposed to hang and move around on the top side of, I think, a cave. And
yeah, so there was a cave way over in like H, what is it, like H6 there, where you can see those two fruit. There was a cave underneath there. We're kind of in this area, and yeah, so he would hang from the ceiling, and it looked like conceptually it's a pretty wild fight, but apparently it was glitchy. Like, there was a lot of collision detection problems. There was a lot of AI problems with the Colossus going through its various cycles, and so they're like, all right, we'll cut that. And I'm trying to remember who the fourth was. So it was
Devil?
Yes, and the Devil one, there's not a lot of information on, but apparently it's another one that was, like, just kind of way too hard, and people were having trouble figuring it out, and it also required a huge area to fight it in.
The one thing I remember about so originally, this is very early in development. Like, they scrapped it not long into, like, actually rendering the game's assets and stuff like that. But there was originally there were plans to have different endings to the game. It wasn't just going to be the one. And the best thing that could happen to you, basically, depending on how you beat the game, was that you could come back as the big Dorman monster, and she would wake up and, like, not recognize you, and you would kill off the priest, so you would scare them off, and they would get away. But it would be like, so this weird Beauty and the Beast moment where she's just sort of sitting up staring at this Dorman Colossus beast, and he just, like, tries to cater to her and take care of her, and she's just sort of vaguely put off by him. But they didn't end up going with it. They were like, we're just gonna go with the one ending. But
that was a good call. Mm-hmm. I think this is a great case of, everything that wound up being cut, like, was cut for a reason. I think Phoenix is the only one I've heard. Well, Phoenix and Monkey, I think, are the ones where it's like, okay, if they'd had an extra, if they'd had the extra dev time and resources to finish those, I think those would have been pretty baller, like, and good additions to the game. But everything else kind of sounds like it's like, okay, it worked out for, like, maybe for the best, or at least it didn't suffer for having been cut. And for the most part, like, I think multiple endings in particular, given
Would have been a bad.
given that it's not really a choice driven game, I think it ends up being just more focused and unified as a result of just being, it's like, no, there's one story. And I think that was a good choice, all in all.
Well, I'm gonna call it here. I gotta.
Yeah,
take care of
I'm actually gonna you bail out, and I'm actually gonna wrap this up. I'm not gonna start anything else tonight, so I'll just go into kind of a rundown wrap up. Thank you so much for coming out and hanging out and chatting through the ending of Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime, man. So take care. Good night, Amy, as well. And see you guys later.
All right,
Bye-bye.
take care.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Oh, right. I forgot Rock, Sirius, Griffin, and Worm. Right, they had concept art for a bunch more. So Rock was another one that apparently required just a massive space. In fact, that's a running theme in the cut Colossi, is that it was going to require a ton of space, like these huge areas. Sirius actually would have been an interesting one. I don't know how it felt into the flow, and we're actually near-ish Sirius. So we actually went through Sirius's area, I think, or we're in it, but there's a bunch of stone structures that you were supposed to. So it was a giant warthog Colossus, and you would run them through these stone piles, and he'd get stuck, and then you'd jump off and do it. And I think part of why that got cut is there is already kind of a bit of a repetition. Like, that's the other so the two themes in things that got cut is, one, they tended to require just a huge amount of space, and two, they kind of overlapped other existing colossi more. So it's like, so Rock is a lot like Avion, except, with kind of a twist. And if you look at the game kind of as it stands, as it's complete, and it's like you already are starting to get into kind of repetition thing. Like, you've got you have the skeletal horse and you've got Beardy, and both of them basically use the same trick. That it's like, okay, you trick it into looking down, and then you jump onto its face. On one it's it's the bridle, on the other one it's the beard. And apparently that was even a mechanic that was originally tested for the first Colossus. That there's a temple, just kind of, or there's a structure kind of off to the side of the first Colossus arena, and if you're, there was some early test art where that was part of how you approached the boss. So you're already kind of seeing repetition of ideas, and so if you had both Rock and Avion, it's like, all right, well, those are similar. It's just one's over land and one's over water. And plus you've also got phalanx, so it's like, all right, you would have the small bird, the medium-sized bird, and the big flying space worm. Okay, which of these is the least unique? And then take all of the ideas from that one and just build them into the other fights and make them better and awesome and awesomer and betterer. and you know it's a good plan. All right, I'm just kind of aimlessly running around. Oh, someone say at least try to climb the tower to the ending area. Oh, yeah. Okay, we can. That's. I am. Where's the cave? Where's the cave? Where's the cave? I feel like Amy's almost. She's looking at. She's staring at you. She's like. I know that that toy is just a toy.
She's kind of done with chasing the toy.
She's a little done with it.
I have worked to keep Amy in the Amy cam, but she's growing bored with these artifices.
That's fine. That's fine. Amy is free. I'm a little lost. I never go back this way. I have never gone back this way, so nothing looks right. It's going to be faster. It is actually going to be faster to just go to title screen and reload one of the saves that's at the that's actually at the wall. Cat. My Steam account. I know my Steam account. I know what my Steam account is. I don't know. I've debated whether or not I want to make whether or not I want to be even remotely more public with like what my Steam account is. I think it's kind of like a mildly known secret that it's not too hard to track it down if you know where to look, but I also don't know if I want to be broadcasting it for like security reasons. I don't need to be added to a bunch of Gamergate watch lists. She's not gonna go. She doesn't go back up. All right. I think Goku's sending. Goku threatened to send me what is it? SJW's Beware, the triggering. Some just like awful anti-social justice game. Like it looked pretty bad. Like even just as a game, it looked terrible. It's like who is committed enough to irony to accept this? And a few people tagged me in, and I think that's gonna end up in my library soon, and that's gonna be ridiculous. And I do not remember how to get out here. I have completely I think I have completely forgotten how to actually, because I haven't done this in years. Okay, that's not a grabbing point. No, I need to do it from the outside all the way up. Yeah. Here's the question. Will I survive that fall? Yes. I will definitely survive this fall. Shins of iron. Alright, aggro. Let's see if we can get outside without you, like, flipping a weird 180 over random nothing. Good horse. Good horse. There we go. Right, it's the mossy wall. We start at the mossy wall. I heard that the, so... Oh, right, there's no longer... I don't know if I can get there. Because there's no longer a resting point in the HD version. Also, I think I'm on the wrong... Yeah, I'm on the wrong fork. Well, now I definitely don't have the energy to get there. Okay. Alright. 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 We'll give it super chat. Not wait, maybe this super chat thing will fill a void in your soul. Oh, you did enough that it's gonna like stay there at the top. It's gonna be so weird. I hope it fills the void in your soul. Nope, back to pizza. Real pizza. Oh, we didn't talk about the pizza. Okay. Okay. So Saturday night, I decide to order a pizza because I haven't had a pizza in a while, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get my favorite kind of pizza. I'm gonna get some big old greasy, fattening, thick crust deep dish. So I call the pizza place, and I'm on the phone with the guy, and it's like pick up or delivery. I'm like, you know what? I haven't caught a Pokemon today. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna pick up, and then I'll catch a Pokemon. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna do pickup. And he's like, okay, which location is nearest to you? And so I figure out like which location's nearest, and he's like, okay, one sec. Transfers my call to the location, and then lady picks up, and we order the pizza, and she's like, so you got transferred from another number? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, that number, that's not us. I'm like, what do you mean that's not you? She's like, that's a completely different company. I'm like, what do you mean it's a completely different company? Why would they have transferred if they're a completely different company? I'm gonna do that again so I die. Why would they transfer if they're a completely different company? And she's like, well, they're like imitators. They're fake. I'm like, well, wait, so you're telling me that there's a company out there pretending to be your company, using your branding, that if you call them and you want pickup, they just forward the call to you, the actual company? She's like, yes, that's what's happening. So there's counterfeit. There's a counterfeit pizza place in the city that only does delivery. They pretend to be you for the sake of delivery, and then they just skim that business. It's like, yes. Like, that is wild. That is like the weirdest thing I have ever heard. And also that explains why the quality of the pizza went down when I started ordering from that number. And so I got sorted out on like the number, but like it was just, it's so weird. So there is in fact a counterfeit pizza place. And it turns out that this is actually fairly common for I have learned over the last couple days that this is fairly common, that there are actually around the world like a lot of mid-sized pizza places. All right, will this kill us? Will this kill us? Oh, one more time. A lot of counterfeit pizza places that actually, pretend to be other chains, but only do delivery. So yeah. It's a man in the middle scam. Just, pizza instead of email. I mean, this other company, like, they're junk too. Like, their pizza's not very good. Like, it's tolerable. I mean, if you're in the mood for like a giant slab of greasy thick crust pizza, like, you clearly don't care about yourself enough to say, like, to not get the pizza, so your standards are low and you're gonna eat it anyway. But it's like it's not very good, and their service is horrible, and their prices, like, this is the weird thing, is so their prices seem to change all the time, because their prices do in fact change all the time. Because they do delivery, like, the dude will show up at your house and it'll be a different number than what you got on the phone. But because your pizza's right there in front of you, you're just like, oh, I guess I didn't properly hear them, or I didn't count the delivery fee, or whatever. And so you just kind of live with it and pay your money and eat your pizza and die. But yeah, so they're kind of a garbage company. So that's the pizza story, and we're gonna go full screen here with the Amy. All praises to the Amy. Meow, meow. All praises to the Amy. So there we go. The ending of Shadow of Colossus, a anecdote about a really weird pizza experience. Actually, sorry, the pizza experience gets even weirder. So Saturday night, I find this out, and I'm like, this is like mind blowing. This is reality altering. So I'm gonna tweet about this. So I do up a bunch of tweets about it, hey, I'm going to tell Twitter a funny story about something with pizza, and it's going to be really funny. And then it explodes. It goes super viral in like local, like just Calgary local area. So all of a sudden it's popping up on like Reddit, it's popping up on Facebook. I'm getting messages and emails from local news channels being like, hey, when can we call you up to talk about this pizza place thing? I'm like, I don't know, Tuesday. And yeah, it's been kind of weird. I was, in theory, I was on the radio this morning. I recorded an interview Sunday afternoon with CBC, and I think they ran it at like 7 a.m. this morning. About this pizza place and this thing. So it's just weird. It's just weird. But yeah, I don't really have anything better to end with. I mean, Amy's a pretty good thing to end with. Look at her. Look at the Amy. Yeah. Scratch that itch. What a good cat. What a good cat. All right, everyone. From me, from Amy, from all of us. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for having some fun. Thanks to the people who did the super chat, even if it was pure irony. I'm gonna decide what to do next week. It's probably gonna be God of War, just because I think that's gonna be freaking hilarious. I like those games, and if you've got all the cheats on, they are kind of spectacular. So we're going to do that, and I will let you all know. And go, if you haven't watched it yet, the new episode is already up on the channel. And like, share, subscribe. Take care, everybody. Have a